Good evening, and I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to do a walk and talk here in the garden for you. And this has been my project for the last several days. That was all gravel, and I scraped away I scraped away the gravel, and I was able to give it to my neighbor Jerry and put it in his beds around his yard. But you know, when I removed all the gravel and the fabric, the weed fabric, that's about what I had right there. You can see. You see? So, and you can see how much it sank below the border there, you see? So, I got rid of all the gravel. All the weed fabric. And then I hand spaded it and turned it over a little bit. And then I brought in a mixture of 50-50 topsoil and beautiful organic compost. And I tilled all that in. So this is going to be, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put in here, but as I stand back and I look at that space, there's where I lay my head every night, right there. And I'm thinking to myself, a beautiful cedar raised bed with a beautiful lattice going up, and then maybe some roses, some climbing roses. I think that would look just spectacular. And then as far as the rest, I can put in some nice flowers along the border, right down there. And I've got my blueberry bushes. Look at this. Boy, these are looking nice. These are really looking nice. There's my Patriot blueberry. So I got a Patriot blueberry, and I think I've got a Duke blueberry. Duke lost last night to Houston. But I've got a Duke blueberry and then a Blue Jay blueberry. You see, and these are doing quite well. I've got them in a 25-gallon fabric container, and I planted that with, oh boy, that was quite the process. It was a mixture of really good soil and peat moss and, oh, I forget what else, compost. But so these are acid-loving plants, but I might have some blueberries this year. Look at that. You see? So I might actually have, we will see, time will tell if I'll have blueberries or not. But this is coming along. You see, I'm going to take and build a lattice frame right up there, so the lattice will go up, and then I'll have a matching piece of lattice going across. And these roses, I hope I'm doing these roses right. I don't know the first thing about growing roses, but I really cut them back. I really cut the roses back, and now I'm going to train them. This is just 1 year of growth. Just 1 year. But this is the mystery plant. I don't know what this is, but it looks nice, so I'm going to let it grow. And these are, I think, delphiums or delphium. I don't know what they are. A friend of mine suggested I plant these, and they're quite beautiful. They're perennials coming back. And here I've got my lemon. I think that's lemon thyme growing right there. Ooh, boy, that smells good. That smells really, really good. And then over here, oh, I've been up to quite a few things too. I'm just figuring out ways to expand. Last year I went crazy, and I had 7-gallon buckets lining the entire perimeter of this thing with, it was just crazy. It really was. It was just absolutely nuts. But this year I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 4 big buckets. You see that one there with the nice trellis on it, that one there. So 1, 2, and I'm going to put another one there and another one over there. So I'm going to have 4. And then I'll have my, I'm going to have a hillbilly tomato, and I'm going to have a, oh, I don't know, a golden jubilee, and some different tomatoes growing up there. Coming over here, I've got my cabbage. It's just kind of a little thing to grow. That's fairy Dutch cabbage that's growing, and it's going pretty well. And my clematis, look at that. See, that clematis is coming up beautifully. And then over here, I haven't planted anything in this bed yet, but I will. This is going to be my Minnesota midget cantaloupes. Either my Minnesota midget or my sugar cube. Those are small, little, like one-person size cantaloupes. And they're not that heavy, so they'll grow really well on the trellis. And over here, I've got my asparagus coming up. Look at this. Look how cute that is. If you can see it. So my asparagus is coming up there. Asparagus is coming up, you know, right there. And then my carrots, look at my carrots coming up. I forget what kind of carrots these are, but you see all my carrots are coming up. Isn't that beautiful? Some people have their ducks in a row. I got my carrots in a row. And back there I got my peas. These are my telephone peas. Those are peas that are going to go up really high up onto this. So what else is growing over here? Over here I've got my, I'm gonna take this trellis out right there, and I'm gonna expand my bed. I'm gonna come out with some I've got some extra white panels, so I'm just gonna come out and put another bed right in there. That'll give me some more space for growing. You know what's really cool is I come out at night with my flashlight almost every night before bed, and I see these big night crawlers crawling around on top of the ground, and I know that's a good sign, because they create you know, aeration in the soil for the roots, and they poop. You know, they poop and pee in here in the bed. But so here I've got my strawberries, and then there's my garlic. I hope my garlic comes up. I hope my garlic turns out this year. I've struggled with it in the past, but we'll see. And here are my bush peas. Look at that. You see? My bush peas are coming up. These are my leftover onions right here. I started those from seed, interestingly enough. But those onions are doing well. And I came out. Now that's a weed right there. You see? That's a make sure there's nothing sharp on it. Ooh, I missed it. I didn't get the whole thing. Oh well. Anyway, but I'm gonna put in the other bed, and then I'm gonna put gravel in here, and just put gravel. Now I've got my garlic growing here. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I think Suzanne is really fascinated. Suzanne over in Kansas City is really fascinated with my garlic. I don't know. But look at that garlic. Isn't that just beautiful? That was planted last autumn. And then here's my onions. You see, I planted my onions spaced 18 inches apart. And, oh, I forget, I think they're about 6 inches apart right there. So we'll see how my onions fare. I'm hoping that they do really well. And then continuing on to the back, this is where my patio is going to go, right in here. My beautiful patio. Get rid of all these weeds. That's going to be a beautiful flagstone. I'm going to put a bed. I'm bringing a bed out here. You can see I've got the fixings for it. And then I'm going to put a clematis and let the clematis go up there. So I'll have clematis there and there and there. Clematis is a beautiful flower. And then over here I've got my spinach. You see the spinach is coming up, and that's my broccoli. We'll see how the broccoli does. This was a project this past week. You can see what I did was, this is my Lady Di clematis, these plants, and I had these, all 4 of these plants. I had 2 of them over there and 2 of them right here, and they were just a mess. They really were. I had like a vinyl, you know, small lattice up there, and they just made a mess. But you know what I'm thinking is, I've got this back panel right here, and I'm gonna let the clematis grow up. Hopefully this whole back panel, and then along the back of the bed there, all along the back of the bed, I'm gonna put in giant sunflowers and let the sunflowers just kiss the sky. You know, people walking by with their dogs can say, honey, look at the garden, look at those sunflowers. You know, but there's that. But then we got my bed back here. Still no sign of the potatoes, but they'll come. They usually take, a good 2 or 3 weeks before the potatoes start to come up. You can see I've got some little ditches for them. But here, look at this. Look at all of my, these are my cherry radishes. I've got chard coming up right there. You can see the Swiss chard coming up. There's more peas, lots of peas. Over here, some cherry radishes coming up. Here's some more chard coming up. You know, I never go to the supermarket and buy chard, but when I grow it, then I eat, then I have chard. Here's my daikon radishes. You see, there's the daikon radishes. There's my, that's my Easter blend radish right there. And there's my Schwarzer radish. Lots of radishes. And this is my favorite. This is my pak choi right here coming up. See all of my nice little pak choi. I like how that bounces off the tongue. Pak choi. So there's my pak choi. And then I'm hoping and praying. I think this is starting to come up. This would be my, not my horseradish. My, oh goodness gracious. It's a root vegetable, but I forget the name off the top of my head. It's not a horseradish, but it'll come to me. And then here's my lettuce. This is my black-seeded Simpson. There's nothing like fresh lettuce from the garden. You know, there's my lettuce. No potatoes. I got potatoes growing in here too. No sign of potatoes yet. And then these are almost camouflaged. This is my red romaine. Red romaine. Isn't that beautiful? You see, I've got it all nicely spaced out. And then over here, well, I'm not sure what this is. This is kind of washed out, or the sign is washed out. I know it's lettuce though. I've got all types of lettuce. But anyway, that's the update on the garden. So it really is coming in beautiful. I got myself a nice little movie projector, or I got myself an outdoor projector and a screen. It's like a 8-9 foot screen, and I'm gonna have movies on the lawn this year. That's how I'm gonna get rid of all my extra tomatoes. You see, I'm gonna invite people over, and they'll put their blankets on the lawn and bring the lawn chairs and everything, and we'll put on a movie, or maybe, you know, during intermission I'll show them, you know, YouTube, you know, Tom TV. But we will see. Anyway, what a blessing it is to live here, folks. You know, those of you that have watched my videos for years, I was working out here today in the garden, and I just couldn't help to think how, oh my goodness, how happy I am right where I'm at. It is just, I'm right where I belong, you know, and that is that's a wonderful place to be when you find yourself at a place and time in life where there's nowhere else you'd rather be and nothing else you'd rather be doing. It's a good place to be. So have a wonderful day.